how to find happiness without letting stress take over. The first thing you have to do is reframe your perspective on stress. Just today, find out that I have to rebuild my whole email system, or at least a good portion of it, because it started to delivering to spam, so I have to rebuild it. It's a big problem. It's a big stressor for me, but I'm not going to let that affect my trait happiness. The reason being is because it's just more work for me to do, and that's okay. And so the way I see it is that there's state happiness and trait happiness. State happiness is that joy, that feeling you get when you get good news. And right now I'm feeling none of that. I'm feeling, very stressed out, a little bit angry about it. But I know in the long term, it's just another part of the process. It's just going to be the story I tell. And so it's reframing my perspective on stress to understand that stress is a challenge, not something that's going to tear me down. So this is actually just a test for me to prepare and understand how good can I be in adversity. How can I continue to push and continue to go? And so another time I faced this is when I gave my best man speech. When I gave my best man speech, before the speech, I was so stressed out, sweating, whatever. But that was just a feeling to prepare me to give one of the best speech I've ever given in my life in front of 300 people and kill it, and getting so many compliments after it. Same thing with MMA. The first time I went to practice to spar, I got that really big sweaty feeling, but it was just preparing me for action. So if you see stress as a challenge, as something for you to overcome, something that can prepare you to perform better, that is what it'll serve as. Another thing is you use that cognitive reappraisal. That's the skill of that. It's the skill of seeing it as something differently. So if you can flip the events and see, you know what? This really sucks. I have to rebuild my email system. You know what? I'm a little nervous for MMA. You know what? I'm a little nervous for this speech. I'm a little nervous for this meeting. Whatever. If you could see it that way and flip it on its head, it'll help you deal with it better and use stress as actually a source of energy and a source of power instead of something that's taking away from you. And another way you can do this is just focus on what you control. I did everything in the content of the course to follow up on making sure these don't deliver spam, but they started. And I don't know if it's something that I did, if it's something that I didn't control. I don't know, but as I rebuild it, you best believe I'm going to be focused on what I control. I'm going to be scrutinizing the process. And so not everything is in your power. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, I'm sure I did some things wrong that cause them to end up in spam. But when you focus on what you can control and you focus on the things that, yep, I'm in power of this today, because sometimes you can't control what your coworkers do, you can't control what your managers can do, you can't control world events. Like if you were a gym owner during COVID, you can't really control that. As you have to focus, put your head down on only what you can control. The second thing you could do is use stress relieving practices. Today, I'm gonna be sure I'm using those because it's kind of a big hit to me. And so what I'll be using is quiet time. Quiet time is something that I love. Extra time in the shower or on your drive, just having no music and just compartmentalizing kind of what you are facing can help you deal with it a lot. So when I faced my burnout about 2 months ago, that's what I did. I just kind of just took it on the chin. It was like, okay, I'm just gonna, think about this, think through this stuff. And it was really helpful using that quiet time. As well as physical activity. You can't go wrong with exercise. Tomorrow or later today, I've got some good sparring. It'll help you take my mind off this email stuff. You just gotta find what works best for you. The best plan is the one you can stick to. That's walking, yoga, lifting, sparring, whatever works for you is the best exercise you can do. And if you could set up some daily rituals to relieve stress, that can be really helpful too. So I have daily rituals of quiet time when I'm driving, no music, as well as I really like video games. Video games takes my mind off it. If I can play like an hour at night, it just takes my mind off it. I'm getting ready for bed. So daily rituals, whatever works for you, and the one you could stick to, that is the best plan. So if going on a walk every night is what you can stick to, do it. If quiet time every night, if video games, if 30 minutes of a show, whatever it is, cleaning, I don't know, whatever works for you that allows you to get rid of stress is what's going to be most beneficial. You have to set up little experiments, because I can tell you to go lift, but if you find out it doesn't work for you, you're gonna be like, I don't know how I'm gonna relieve my stress. And Chris, who manages stress pretty well, he tells me to do this, it didn't work for me, and you're gonna be hard on yourself. So what you do is set up little experiments. That's what I had to do when I was facing my burnout. I had to set up experiments to see what would work for me. I had all this information from people that cared about me, telling me what to do, and then I just set up these little experiments to figure it out. And I found what works best for me. You have to do the same thing for you. The third and the final thing you can do is set up boundaries. When you set boundaries, that'll help you protect yourself, because you are the asset. Your energy and your time is the asset, because you have to deal with you for the rest of your life. So saying no is one of the best ways you can protect your boundaries, because if you say no to everything, you only have one thing to say yes to, which is typically the most important thing in your life. So whether that's a bingo night on a random Wednesday, whether that's whatever, you say no to it if you don't want to do it. taking good relaxation time is another form of saying no to work. And that's something I struggle with. I always want to go, go, go. I always want to be on that treadmill. Like right now, I'm going to take the rest of the day off. This was already my plan earlier this week. But now that I just found out my email system has gone to shit, you best believe I don't want to take the rest of the day off. I want to work, but I know that I've needed this time and I've planned this time because this whole week I've been grinding up to this moment knowing that I have this afternoon off to just chill. And so I'm going to stick to it. It's not easy for me, but I'm going to stick to it. And that's me saying no. It's a form of saying no because I usually always say yes to work. So find out what drains you and then say no to that. The random bingo nights on Wednesdays for me drain me. I hate them, so I don't go to them. Another way you can do this is yes or no time. This is clarifying, yes, I'm working, no, I'm not. So in the past, I'd be multitasking. And so what I had to do is I'd say, nope, I'm not doing that, recreational activity. I am working right now. Or no, I am not working. I'm enjoying time with my fiance. I'm enjoying time just hanging out, playing video games. I'm enjoying time doing quiet time. So yes or no time is really crucial to protecting you being the asset. Another great way to protect you is meaningful relationships. Create meaningful relationships with those around you who care about you. When I burned out, I was able to lean on my dad, my mentor, my therapist, my friends who are also, building businesses, whatever. If you create those meaningful relationships and spend time with people who uplift you, that will help you a lot, especially my fiance. My fiance was probably the biggest help to me during my burnout. And so if you can find those meaningful relationships to spend time with, it'll protect you being the asset. That's finding happiness without letting stress take over. I thought I'd make this video because that's what I'm facing right now. I'm facing a shit ton of stress. But you know what? I'm not going to let it affect me. With that being said, if you like this video, please comment and I'll make more of them.